weekdays, you can find me right here on the set of WNCT 9 on Your Side. But when the cameras aren't rolling, you can find me at home, crafting away. Sometimes it feels like my mind just doesn't want to shut off. I'm always coming up with new and exciting ways to use materials in unexpected ways. It's as easy as visiting your closet. If you have that old item you tucked in the back and you said, you know what, I'm gonna get rid of that. Well, maybe there's another way to use it. So I'm really excited to have a chance to show you some easy tips and tricks and fascinating things that you can try. All coming up on a special edition of Let's Craft. We're only 8, almost 9 days into the month, and we have already experienced what feels like a full range.
It really has.
My name is Shayla Reaves. You'll get a little bit of a break here and there. Evening anchor for WNCT 9 on Your Side. Coming up, we'll take a final look at your 7-day first alert forecast after the break. I'm a television anchor, a wife, a daughter, a friend. I know this looks crazy right now, but please bear with me. It's going to all make sense. And a crafter, too. Okay, we're there. Throughout my life, if I was feeling down, I would create some of the most colorful and vibrant things.
So I found a lot of really cool stuff.
She actually takes things that everybody else would just be like, oh my gosh, let's go buy some type of shadow box, and actually creates it out of something that someone else would otherwise throw away.
In 2018, I decided to see what would happen if I crafted all the time, whether I was happy or sad. Here's a look at what's happened since.
Will you be my bridesmaid?
From surprises to parties and everything in between. The last year came with laughter and lessons. Time to put the cookies in the oven. First we gotta get through the door though. From learning how to make a cake with the Sweet Couple Bakery. Happy birthday! To making a pillow with prints and plaids in Winterville.
This is a really very thin fabric. What you'll do is you have to kind of pull it tight.
I created and shared tips and tricks with viewers, co-workers. When you don't have a ladder, heels are the next best thing.
It always works out.
Family. One of the projects I'm working on is a wall for my godmother. She's a dance teacher. Old magnets transformed into wall art. And friends across the East. I'm gonna show you how some of my favorite projects came together. Okay, so I'm on my way to pick up dinner, and my husband has to be the hardest person in the world to surprise, but I think I pulled it off this year. And fortunately, a bakery in town here was able to help. See what I've learned along the way. So we had to leave this in here for about 20 minutes, so now we are ready to add the fondant. Looks good. Coming up after the break.
One thing about fondant, if it's not right, just follow it up and start over again, right?
Yep. Which I've done plenty of times.
Transforming a childhood passion into a family business. I take you inside the Sweet Couple Bakery in Winterville for one crafty surprise. That's straight ahead. Hello and welcome back to a special edition of Let's Craft. Barry and Amy White have been in business for about 7 years.
Building an empire.
Making cakes is a family tradition.
Started with my grandmother many years ago in the kitchen with her. Just watching her make cakes, and then from there having her to let me help her. And then it just started from there.
Barry proposed to his wife with a cake.
I didn't want to do the traditional will you marry me? So what I did was I got a cake And on the cake, it was saying, there comes a time in every man's life where he must take a chance and choose a wife. The time has finally come to be, so will you take a chance and marry me?
I was a water bag. I cried the whole time. So I don't even think I saw the cake until after the whole thing was kind of done with, because when I looked up, he was down on his knee. So it was an emotional time for me.
Who would have thought 15 years later, we will be making cakes together where I bake and she decorates. But together, we do it all.
A cake decorating class
Just kind of working in your hands a little bit.
would change everything.
I had the idea to start making cakes for my daughter's birthday, so I took a cake decorating class at one of the local craft stores. And from there, I just started experimenting at home, practicing, using the internet, getting ideas. And then so I decided to make one. I posted it. People started to like it. So then someone asked me to make one for a baby shower. And then I did it. And then I posted it. And then someone else asked, can you do something? So it just kind of snowballed from there.
The Sweet Couple Bakery followed. A family business was born.
She's just so creative. I'm like her #1 fan.
I came here to craft a surprise my husband wouldn't forget.
So I'm on my way to pick up dinner, and my husband has to be the hardest person in the world to surprise, but I think I pulled it off this year. And fortunately, a bakery in town here was able to help. I was able to surprise him with this cake for his birthday. Woohoo!
I just want to look at it.
Your wife did this.
Well, I know she didn't make the cake because she can't cook.
I sure did, and we have video of you making it. Time to get our aprons on.
First, we leveled a layer of cake to make sure this bowl didn't end up lopsided. Next, we added our cake to the tray.
There we go. And so that's going to be the bottom of our bowl. The top of our bowl. Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Time to top it off with some buttercream.
Here. Okay.
Amy showed me how.
So just scoop it in?
Once smoothed, we repeated the process to complete a second tier.
Did I do that all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
In order to craft a bowl, we needed to do a little trimming. After another round of buttercream, our bowl is headed to the fridge. Time to whip up our decoy.
There's a filming delay.
Barry helped me get started. These cookies are headed home 2 days before my husband's birthday.
Time to put the cookies in the oven. First, we gotta get through the door, though.
My husband thinks this is all I came here to craft.
It's kind of like you're playing with Play-Doh. Kind of what the consistency kind of feels like.
The big surprise is gonna need some fondant.
So we had to leave this in here for about 20 minutes. So now we are ready to add the fondant. Looks good. All right, it's time to decorate.
We kneaded it, rolled it, and wrapped it around the cake using a rolling pin. Next, we smoothed out the fondant and cut off the extra, smoothed again, and flipped. Amy and I folded the edges in, our bowl-shaped strawberry cake taking shape. With more fondant and a few special tools, I cut out shapes to decorate. One by one, each piece secured with water to wrap up the design. I left my camera tripod at the bakery and asked Amy to call me on the morning of my husband's birthday.
Hi Shayla, this is Amy calling from the Sweet Couple Bakery. Just wanted to let you know that you left your tripod and you were here on Monday. So just wanted to let you know in case you wanted to swing by and pick it up. Thanks, bye-bye.
A trip to the bakery he won't soon forget.
Happy birthday!
Oh, it's a Fruity Pebble cake! That's why she brought me here. Thank you.
Were you surprised?
Yes, I was. Thank you.
Coming up, at age 12, she became an entrepreneur and never looked back.
I can't say no to a pretty fabric.
Meet the business owner shipping her work out of Winterville around the world. That's after the break. Hello and welcome back to a special edition of Let's Craft.
I gotta find the one that looked the best. I think this one right here.
When it comes to decorating, fabric can really change a space.
We're recovering this old wing with some pagoda fabric.
It's out with the old
The other old ones wore out.
and in with the new
Getting ready to put the new back on it.
at Prince and Plaid's in Winterville. A new beginning means getting down to the basics.
This is all the old fabric.
Mackenzie Leonard is part of the team.
Arm tops for the arms of the chairs. I'm just taking the staples out.
His mom, Debbie Leonard, has been in business for years.
I was 12 when I started, just, working at home, doing small jobs for different people.
I like pulling out the red out of the wallpaper. That's really nice.
I thought that would work.
And then it just grew into sewing for the public and selling online.
This is going to Nebraska.
Now she's shipping work out of Winterville around the world.
To Australia, Singapore, Japan, the UK.
This is a boat project. This is going to Canada.
Some transformations are just beginning. I decided to make over my desk and came here to craft a pillow to complete the look. Making a pillow starts with making a decision. Finding a fabric that catches the eye.
Sometimes it's so overwhelming to come into a fabric store and you have hundreds of bolts of fabric.
Christy Cox and Jessica Leonard are seamstresses.
We're cutting out for panels.
I wanted to make an 18-inch pillow. Christy agreed to show me how. I want to redo my desk, but I wanted to also reflect my personality. I cut two 19-inch squares out of the fabric, pinned the pieces together, and sewed.
This is a very thin fabric. What you'll do is you have to kind of pull it tight and let it go through. But keep your hands very far back from the feet. Then you'll take off. And you'll just pull it tight and let the machine feed dogs work it through. Go down to the next corner and do the exact same thing. Pivot it.
Let's give it a shot. I left a small section open on one side and flipped the sewed fabric inside out. So now that we've sewn most of the pillowcase, we've left a little opening right here. We're gonna need some of this stuff to fill it. I stuffed the pillow with polyester fiber fill, grabbing handfuls right out of the bag. So now that we have all of our filling inside, it's time to pin the rest of the pillow so we can sew it up. The final stretch hand-stitched, a great addition for my desk. Here's a look at the completed sewing project. Christy was able to help me add a little knot here on the end to wrap up our sewing. Now it's time to add the completed pillow to my chair. Coming up, bringing creativity to the 90er Newsroom.
Are we keeping the blues?
See the projects happening behind the scenes. That's after the break. Hello and welcome back to a special edition of Let's Craft. For the 90er team, the Newsroom is like a home away from home. We spend hours together, weathering storms.
We've got some heavy rain getting set to push back in.
and holidays away from our families.
There's a scandal brewing on social media, and it certainly got people fired up in the newsroom today, and it involves your pie choice for Thanksgiving.
My favorite pie, and depending on where you are, it's either pecan or pecan.
I like pecan pie. Yes, I do call it pecan pie.
Let's start with 10 minutes.
In the last year,
I'm just kidding.
projects behind the scenes made our space a little bit brighter.
I usually do mine.
Let's take a look back at some of our favorite crafts and moments. You don't have a ladder, heels are the next best thing. From a conference room collage.
It's always fun to add a little extra color, and we did that with our conference room.
WNCT is built with different departments. We have weather,
wind speeds coming out of the north,
sports, of course the newsroom, but at the end of the day, we're all a team.
To desk makeovers with None of Your Sign's Angie Casada.
See if I can get the little corner.
Approaching my 1-year anniversary, I said, I need to go ahead and make this space my own. I've waited too long.
Yeah, and you definitely inspired me. I love pastels, like those blush pinks, and that's what I added. I like to call it my happy corner. I added a lot of black and white photos of my family, positive affirmations, quotes that I live by.
There's some stuff that we didn't
We
use.
decorated for holidays.
'Tis the season to be jolly. So we decided to bring a little jolliness to WNCT.
Getting our tree ready for the new year. And made the newsroom our own.
You see that tape? Yeah, coming into work.
A candy station for the team.
You can't beat all of the sweet treats. I love them, coworkers love them.
I'll eat candy, but I'll grab something.
I remember going to the store with you when you bought some of these items, and they were completely plain. Like, you built everything. And you brought things to life. Like, look at this. The painting, the spray paint, putting those two together, amazing.
And frames to welcome new faces.
We decided to put lights around the big sign.
We worked together.
This is the most frustrating thing ever.
Sam, one of our editors.
Okay, here it is. I don't know if you can see it.
We need to have
There.
nails for that thing.
Yes, and I don't have that creative nails. So you have to I'm horrible at this. Anybody else want to help?
We're gonna have to fast forward that video because it's gonna take forever. Why are you putting her through that, Shayla? You know she's gonna have nightmares.
Creating the space shared with each other. A joy translating behind the scenes.
All we did was a little decorating.
Boom. Just like that.
In front of the cameras.
It does wonders for the mood.
Oh, it
Just
does.
A little bit of sunshine.
It does. It's like walking from a dark room and flipping the light switch on. It's exactly what it feels like.
Yes, we welcome the change.
And in the community.
It's a news team, we're a unit.
New Year's here. And Kieran, are you ready?
All ready.
So we're getting in gear. Sam, are you ready?
Oh yeah.
Here at WNCT.
I started this journey wanting to find out what would happen if I crafted all the time. What I've learned is how much creativity is a part of who I am
And getting you into the holiday spirit.
and how it's really a tool to connect.
Food is key in Puerto Rico. It's like part of our DNA.
Every Puerto Rican household has a pilon. My mom has one, my grandma has one, everyone has one.
Mofongo for us is telling the story of where we came from.
It's like home.
We are a mix of Taino, Spaniard, and African. So with mofongo, you're mixing a lot of ingredients to make something unique.
You can feel like all the flavors, like mixing it. It's so good.
And you can teach other generations how to cook, the story behind every dish, and what it means to you.
When you love to do something, it shows when the product is done.
That is the real old-fashioned.
Oh my God!
Encourage, use your imagination, you can come up with some incredible things.
Thank you, Miss Shayla. We love our room.
But my hope is that it will make a difference in encouraging not only my godmother, but all the students that she teaches to keep pursuing their passion for dance.
Inspire.
You can use these anytime, really.
When I come to work, I don't dread it at all. I'm like, yay, I get to go to work today.
Just find something round, a pizza pan. Actually, I took the front off of a fan or anything round.
When I leave, I'm happy about, that I've made other people happy and helped them with their projects.
It's really changing this chair. Dramatic.
We work together and we're a team. I don't see retirement in the future.
And then we'll pull it tight once we get the whole thing done. This is going to make a big pumpkin. I'm just going to pour them in here so it'll be easier.
Follow your passion.
It doesn't have to be perfect. Pumpkin stems aren't perfect.
And just never give up. We're going to go all the way through. If it can be done, you can do it.
I actually had someone ask me yesterday, did I have a dream to have this? And I said, no, I didn't, because it totally was not a dream of mine. It just kind of happened. So it's surreal, as my husband says. Some days you walk through and like, we actually own a bakery.
And bring out the best of who we are.
Makes me feel happy, honestly. I mean, people enjoying something that I took time to create and they're actually enjoying it. So it gives me some satisfaction and lets me know that I am doing something great.
And then we're coming through here.
And it's all about, at the end of the day, learning, growing, and giving back.
It says, I love you both so much. Thank you for being such great role models to CJ and I.
Learning as much as you can, growing as much as you can, so that you might be in a position to give back as much as you can of yourself to help someone else.
For your birthday, I made you one.
Each and every moment that you experience is shaping the person you are in this life to be. Take care.
I'm Shayla Reaves, and thank you for watching this special edition of Let's Craft.